guest to do that and make that a Facebook ad.
When you hit somebody in the head that many times, you just quit caring.
I think this is a good idea. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, so we are officially live. I swear, like every time I do a live video, like I always get like that heart flutter, like, what if it doesn't work? Like I was secretly trying to be calm when we're working through that tech stuff, but I swear my heart was going like at 180 miles an hour. I couldn't deal with it. What's happening? You know, all that stuff.
Right now, it feels like remember the movie Wayne's World? Like when they get the big broadcast studio and they're on air, and he just sits there.
He just totally freezes. It's so funny. But yeah, so we're officially live. Hey, everybody, this is Jeff with Kylo and Francis. They're based out of Appleton, Wisconsin, right?
Yes, nailed it. It's like the only non-Indian sounding name in the state for the cities. So
perfect. So like Appleton, Wisconsin. I don't have a very good Midwestern accent, by the way. Like I just tried it right there. It did not work at all.
We could throw in some like a boots, like, oh yeah, you know, we'll help you with your.
Oh, over in Minnesota, that's where all the good football teams are, y'all. Is that like better? I'm so sorry. I know there's a rivalry, but yeah. So, hey everybody, thanks for joining. We've got Kylo and Francis on today. We're going over some like really cool stuff about growing your agency, scaling your agency, and things like that. Kylo and Francis are actually in my inner circle, and Francis came down from Appleton, Wisconsin to Miami like 6 or 8 weeks ago or so.
Oh
and he's sharing some like really cool insight. We had a whiteboarding session. We had pizza. Like it was like really cool to meet him in person. And now like we're doing an interview, which is even more awesome. Yes. But the way this normally works, guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, ideas, things that you want to specifically cover, just put them in the chat, drop some comments in there. Otherwise, we may end up missing them. And now's your opportunity. And we've got like, I have an agenda, but the way this is supposed to go is you guys like tell me your story a little bit, how you got started, what did you do before digital marketing. You've got like, you do video ads too to get in the door, but you did personal training or weightlifting before.
That's our video guy. That's Derek. He doubles as our bodyguard.
The camera doesn't block it, right? He uses the camera aggressively, right?
Any shot Derek wants, Derek gets.
Perfect. So what did you guys do before starting your like digital marketing ad agency, or were you always like kind of doing it and you just kind of called it a thing now?
It's always been a side hustle. So it started 4 years ago when Francis owned a gym. So he just he owned the gym and he's like, well, this Facebook thing is a real good route to run ads. And he was part of a mastermind group, and one of the guys in the group was like, hey, can you run ads for me? And Fran's like, yeah, sure, I'll help. And then he was doing what, $3,000?
Well, yeah. So like he asked me to help, and it got to the point where like it was taking me more time to explain to him what to do. So I'm like, here, I'll do everything for you. And we ran this first campaign, and like it blew up. I think we got him something like 100, 150 leads. And he just turns to me and goes, you just want to do this for me? I'll pay you. I'm like, okay. So
sure, I like money. Let's do it.
So yeah, I worked with him for, I don't know, I think a year and a half, and took his gym in Ireland from $3,000 a month to $26,000 a month.
Wait. You owned a gym in Wisconsin, and you're doing ads for a gym in Ireland?
Yeah. So
that's how we started out. Like we were purely international.
Yeah. Until this last year when we decided like do more local stuff, like clients in the UK, like a fitness coach in the UK, had another gym in Australia, Ireland.
Wow.
Roof time for the Netherlands. So like, it's weird kind of coming back and speaking American again.
Yeah. That's why like we don't touch fitness niches. So like when Nico asks for help with gyms, it's like, okay, like I'll help you. Like we know a lot, but we want no part in this. We don't deal with fitness.
Wait. So let's go back to like you were in Wisconsin doing ads around because you met a guy through Mastermind. Cool.
Yeah.
You were like, I get really frustrated. I can't deal with this. You don't understand. I'll just do it for you. You're going to pay me. And he goes, you got it. So was that the standard like free trial 7-day thing?
No. Like so the Mastermind was for gym owners.
Yeah.
So like I joined that to help like grow our gym, and the guy, he's based out of London.
Yeah.
And so like it was within that one of the guys like kept posting questions about how do I set this up, how do I set that up. So I kept answering him, and I like finally got to a point where I'm like, I felt bad like stopping because I like helped him so much at that point, but it was like this is taking me too long.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm just gonna do it for you. Just like it's gonna be less time for me to do it for you than to try to help you.
Yeah.
It's like, well, okay. So he did it. Yeah, like I was just trying to be a nice person because I'm like, I know like it getting your gym up and going and stuff like that. And then it went off like awesome. And he just after that he's like, how about I just pay you and you keep doing this for me?
That's so cool.
Yeah, so I did that, and then like I did so well for his gym, the guy that ran the mastermind, he actually invited me out to like he held a session in California. And he said, "Hey, why don't you come out here and like talk about ads to these guys for me?" And then so I did, and ended up running ads for like 10 or so different gyms around the world because of that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was fun.
Wait,
for a while.
Were you using, so for like anybody who's just joining because we're seeing like an uptick, you ran a gym, you owned a gym, you're part of your own gym, and then another gym owner that you knew in common through like a group or mastermind was like, can you do ads for me? You got it. Then he started paying you, and then word got around, and then you're doing ads for gyms all across the world.
Yep. Because like while we're doing this,
where was this in your onboarding docs, Francis? Like, oh my god!
Like, that's how much he hates fitness. I'm like he doesn't even like. I'm like the Don King promoter of the group. So like I'll be the one to tell you about where we came from. Like if you talk to Fran, he'd be like we were homeless. Like he doesn't want to talk about it at all.
That's nuts. And was it like the same offer? You did this without like custom research, right? You just had an offer that worked because you knew the gym space, or?
Yeah, that
was it.
Yeah, I for like whatever reason I never put two and two together with the customer research stuff. But so yeah, for 4 years, just like from knowing the gym space so well, I just put different things together and came up with copy and stuff and helped him. I took like a nutrition coach to 6 figures.
Did it multiple times.
Fucking Wisconsin Russell Brunson in here, dude. Like, why haven't you said anything? Like.
That's why I have Kyle, because like I'm not good at that. Like, just give me my computer and the ads, and like I'll do that, and Kyle talks about us. So like,
that's crazy. All right, Kyle, what's like your version of it? Like, is Francis like a secret ad agency genius, or like
he's like he really is an idiot savant. Like he's like the man of it. I mean, like he's really like it's Wednesday. It's like fish sticks and Jello. Like, okay, Fran, like we're gonna get you fish sticks and Jello, and then he just starts rattling stuff off.
Oh my god! What the fuck? Fish sticks and Jello time.
But that's what it is. Like he literally he like our relationship, because like mine comes in like the operation and sales side. So like I go in and I'm able to talk to businesses and paint the picture, and then help our ads and our leads. I help their sales team and their sales process. Because like once you learn how to talk to businesses and like how to run businesses, you can make them see the light and they're like, oh, so this is how I use these lead things.
That's crazy.
But so that's kind of like where I am. But yeah, Fran doesn't like dealing with people. Like I drag him along to stuff because I'm just like, dude, your face is on the business card. Like like people wonder who you are. So you've got to be out sometime. But
so Francis is running gym ads. He's got like, at your peak, Francis, you had like 10 gyms, 15 gyms. How many clients did you have?
Yeah, I think it was somewhere around like 10, 11, something like that. And it like the one thing like against like worldwide, like I had no idea what time zone were anymore. Like we were doing calls and meetings anywhere from like anytime, like 5 a.m., 3 a.m., like
we took shifts,
midnight,
like
10.
We would agree on who would go to sleep and wake up when, because like Australia is like 18 hours ahead, and then the UK is like 5 and 6 hours. So we would want to go to bed, and like we're night owls, we get a lot of our work done, so we'd be up to like 2 o'clock in the morning, and then they'd want to talk because they're like, hey, it's 8 a.m. here. Like,
right.
No.
So how did you guys get connected? Was it because you were in the gym space and personal training and weightlifting? How did you guys end up finding, like, because one person is the creative, the other person is like the integrator. So how did you guys get in touch?
Trigonometry class in high school.
Wow. Okay.
I had I retook a trig class my senior year to up my GPA for college, and Francis was in there, and it was kind of like a Step Brothers thing. Within like a week, we weren't allowed to sit within 2 rows of one another in class. It was and we the class. So that's where it started.
That's so awesome. And so you guys have been working together ever since, or like, did Francis say, "Hey,
yeah, I mean,
that thing"?
So like I wasn't living in Wisconsin at the time. I was managing a buckle clothing store in South Dakota.
Yep.
And so he's like, hey, I've got this ads thing going on. I've got all of these clients. I hate dealing with them. Can you like bridge that gap? Because like I know a bit of marketing. My technical side isn't as great as Francis is, but I can translate for him, which makes it easy. Mm-hmm. So then we got this really great idea of, I started moving up in the retail world. Like I was a store manager for Target. And I was like, dude, I'm just going to hire you to work for me at Target and we can sync our schedules. So that's what we did. We went from Target and then I became a store manager at Sears and I hired Francis and like he was doing ad work at the store while we were just like, yeah. And then we worked for Yellow Pages for a while because they wanted to launch the social product and it sucked. It bombed. And it was at that point where we're like, dude, we got to bring this local and just crush it. And so now we're here.
Let me see if I got this straight. I studied trig class. You got separated. And you were like, how about I hire you because I work because I'm a general manager at Target. I'll just hire you and we'll talk shit all day. And then you got a job at Sears. You're like, how about I hire you? We'll just talk shit all day. Mm-hmm. And now you have an ad agency where you get to talk shit all day.
Yeah, we've played the system perfectly. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Okay.
America's a great place.
That's so funny. Hey, if you can dream it, you can talk shit all day. That is so funny. But okay, so in real talk, so now you have an ad agency, you want to grow it, but you're using weird services to get in the door, and now it's becoming like a big thing. So like the standard Facebook ad agency says, I'm only running your ads. That's the end of it. I say I'm going to do your soap opera sequences and strategy sessions. You guys do something else, or you do like video, or like how do you get in the door with these like local businesses?
Yeah. So when we first went to it was just the standard agency pitch of, we're going to generate leads. Fran's background a little bit's in professional photography. So, we're like, we'll come in, we'll take some pictures. And the video was kind of like an oh, by the way thing.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like we started picking up clients because we went to a BNI meeting.
Yep.
People were like, this is fascinating because like we were talking chatbots and stuff, like real 21st century stuff.
Yep.
And so all of a sudden people wanted us to start running more and more video, and video became what everybody wanted as far as the ads landscape. And that's when like Fran's video knowledge is like, oh man, I'm not good. And so that's why we brought in D-Rock back there.
Yep.
Like, the dude's like Harry Potter with a video camera. And so that's the big thing that, and this is where we see a lot of agencies around fail, and I think you can attest to this, is because it's content. And guys who don't generate their own content are handcuffed by the content that people generate. And we took a lot of notes from like what we learned in the fitness industry, especially dealing like worldwide, was we wanted them to take video, we wanted them to shoot pictures, but we couldn't control the quality and the timeliness of when they would get it to us. So here they are expecting results from us, and here we're like, we need you to shoot this video and say this, we need this pictures and these things. And so when we brought it to the local landscape, we're like, well, let's just cut out any variable we can. Yeah. So we will help generate content, then we're going to run your ads, and then we help with the follow-up process, kind of like what you instill with like CallRail, to keep them accountable. So we control every aspect of it, because then if an ad's not working, we know why.
Yeah, because it's either the video, the content, or the phone call. So the standard ad agency says, give me what you got, I'll put it on an ad. And you're saying you got nothing. And most ad agencies will say, well, then we can't run ads. You're saying, or we could just charge you to create this. And now you're doing that, right? So like, are you comfortable sharing how much your packages start off with, how you're growing, things like that? Or is that just like, we can't share that right now?
No, it's like, if it's kind of multi-pronged, because obviously we'll get into it with us like partnering with other agencies, but we use your standard approach. So we use the 3,000, and then we have we scale our packages all the way up to the $10,000 version.
Nice.
So it's, would we like to charge more? Sure. But it's just killing people with value. And with where we are, like we're in Podunk, Wisconsin. I mean, it's larger areas, but it's not as big as most areas. We're the only lead generation agency within 100 miles.
Gotcha.
So instead of, carpet bombing the market with the super high dollar stuff is like what I tell Fran, like we swim in a blue ocean now. Once it starts to turn red, I want to be Jaws.
Gotcha.
And that's just getting out to as many businesses as we can.
And so how do you plan to accomplish that and grow it? Because I know you've got a cool product. Yeah, we'll do your ads and the creative and the follow-up. We'll make sure everything is on track. So how are you growing that? How are you building that dollar-driven relationship with your competition that gets you paid?
You're chopping up a bit.
Oh, so my question was we've got a product, right? Most agencies are failing because they don't have content. You're saying we're making that content as part of your product. So how are you building those dollar-driven relationships with your agencies that get you paid? How are you partnering for growth, things like that?
Yeah. So what it came down in just kind of in similar practices yourself of getting out to the different networking events like Chamber of Commerce.
Yep.
And one thing that we did prior to starting our agency was when we worked for Yellow Pages had this thing where they had this agency agreement to where an agency would come to them and say, hey, we want Yellow Pages ads and this and that. We don't provide the service. We want you guys to do it.
Right.
And so I'm like, well, damn, we already know what all the agencies in the areas do. Why don't we just go to them and instead of them looking at us as a competitor, look at it more of a facilitator.
Yeah.
And what it was is we started reaching out and working with other agencies we work with an agency right now that just does social media management. So they handle the branding side. They generate the content and the guy's just we don't do lead gen. We do a little bit of it, but not at the scale that we can. And so he said, for me to hire people and bring them in, that's a completely different train of thought. Branding and lead gen are two completely different animals.
Yep.
So he goes, it's a lot easier for me to partner with you guys than it would be to hire somebody, train somebody, possibly ruin the dynamic of my team.
Yep.
And I don't benefit. He goes, whereas I can now go to clients and say, this is what we offer and bring you guys in.
So you're looking at the social media manager, the SSMs, the SMMs that are just posting stuff on the wall and saying look, we do lead gen. We get it. We understand it. How about we partner up on something? Are you doing that proactively? Or are they come to you and saying, can you help us land this deal and you got to cut? Or how does that work out?
I started out proactively and now it's starting to become kind of they're coming to us because we're starting to, we'll try and speak at as many events and just get our names out there. And it's, as soon as Fran opens his mouth, especially in a crowd of people who understand him, they see the value behind what we provide.
Yeah.
So that's really kind of starting to take flight because it's, we've got contacts here. We've got a business partner in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is where the lion's share of our relationship is. But there's strength in numbers, man. I mean, you talk about it all the time, the different spinning plates. I would much rather work with people that I have a solid working relationship with that are businessmen too. And it's just going to amplify my growth.
So that's really interesting because that kind of follows the original model that Francis had, which is hey, we know how to do this. I'll do it for you. All right, I'm just going to charge you. And now you've got 10 gyms. You guys are doing the same exact thing with your agency, which is you're partnering with people, whether it's BNI groups, other agencies, people who want lead gen, people who have or want what you're doing, but can't really get that result. So they're saying, I'm just going to hire you instead of hiring an employee. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of advantages to it. Do you pay them a referral fee? So I pay 20% that anybody brings a deal for me, for everybody. So how do you handle that?
As a one-off, we offer on ourselves, as far as referrals go, with the 20% monthly referral fee is great. But when we partner with them, we'll take on two forms depending on the relationship that they have with their client. Will either work as a pass-through or we will actually be a recognized entity. It just depends on the comfort level of the client that they're working with. So generally we will let them know based on how large of a scale they want to work on. There's a home remodeling place that these guys they spend about $700,000 a year on lead gen, and like a huge portion of that on, and you know as well as I, like 30 customer opportunities sounds great, but it's like
it gets hard sometimes.
Yeah, well, especially like when you work with these, like when you get to a super high level, these guys have done lead like Facebook ads before, so they have a general understanding of what the cost is.
Yep.
So we kind of take what their budget is and then say, all right, based on what you want, this is how much it's going to cost. So a percentage of the spend.
So they can just get more leads or get more dollars. So what I've like learned time and time again is that I can partner with people who want to send me deals, but I've never successfully partnered with like the co-op petition or an SSMer or something, simply because that like that narrative is just so wrong. That SSMer is saying like you just need posts on the wall, and my presentation is like you don't need posts on the wall. So have you ever like run into that challenge or anything like that? Like that narrative just mixes up? Yeah.
I mean, I just the big thing is like whenever we're talking, you know, or like with the people that do the social media management, like we don't really talk more about that because like what ends up happening, like kind of how we position is like we give a dollar value to their services, you know, because like that's all, you know, like as a lead, you know, like lead generation agencies, we're like, no, you don't need to do that posting because how do you tie a dollar value to it? You know, and that's always kind of the thing that they run into when like clients are like, well, I don't know if I should be spending money with you, is because, you know, the best thing to do is like, oh, more people are talking about you.
Yeah.
So what they love is like we're kind of like their insurance policy where they bring us on, and it's like the content that they do kind of starts that conversation, kind of helps widen that net.
Yeah.
And then we close the door. And, you know, like we're actually bringing the fish on the boat.
So how do you handle like client conversations? Do you go through your agency partner, or you just go straight and you're like, we're having a strategy session, I'm talking to the client directly? How does that work?
So far, the way that it's worked is they're the ones having the conversation. Because like I said, it's kind of a pass through. Sometimes like I might go in as just kind of like a consultant type deal. It's just like, okay, like this is what you guys want to do. But normally they're having that conversation, which is totally fine.
Because one of the things about this area is like there's a lot of relationship building. You know, it's
Midwest.
Yeah,
you know?
So you know, like there's a lot of, you know, good old boy kind of stuff. So like really what we're doing is kind of taking advantage of like the relationships that they've formed. You know, so like the big home remodeling company, like the guys know them for years, they've done work in the past, stuff like that. And so like, yeah, you just keep handling that conversation, that relationship, how you do, and you know, like whatever you need from us, just let us know. We're going to give you the information that way and kind of help you along with that.
As long as the client feels good at the end of the day, they're going to stay with you longer. Like results aside, obviously you have to perform, but if they become comfortable working with somebody, your margin of error increases, but then their willingness to spend more and basically take whatever you want to heart, they will.
So if you had to like, so out of like the agency growth that you've had right now, like how much of that is coming from agency partners? So like looking for me as an example, like I looked at my Curious Student January 2017, which is I officially got started. 0 of those people turned into paying customers. I did like lead gen for my own agency. I did cold calling, cold email. I got like 2 customers, and then they all canceled after the first month. Every single customer I have right now is all from my referral partners that I pay 20% time and time again. They're all local. They all come into the strategy sessions, I yell at them, and then pay me more money. So is that the same way with you guys? Like your big growth of your agency is coming from these referral partners? Like if you didn't have them, you'd have no agency? Like what is that looking like for you guys?
Probably like a 60-40 split. You know, with what we have in our own, we have enough clients to help pay the bills for the 2 of us.
Yep.
Just enough. But like I would say it's 60% agency referral right now. And then 40%. And like we've got some stuff cooking that it could probably turn into 80-20 or 90-10 agency stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just so much room for opportunity there. And it's one of those where depending on what they do, they have so many resources that like the amount of time that you're putting into it is so much less, because you don't need to outsource anything because they have most everything that you need outside of the know-how.
Yeah. So do you have, all right, so like let's say you're starting day 1 Like you have to redo everything. Day one, you institute like a referral program. What does that program look like? And I'm asking because there's a lot of people in this space that are like, I'm starting from brand new. Everyone's telling me to do a referral program. Jeff's referral program is just saying, all right, guys, I'm going to pay 20%. You bring me a contract, I'll close them. And then like my working process is everything goes into Google Drive. I put you on the email chains, the text notifications, you know this program is working. And then that builds confidence. That's like my referral program, right? What does your referral program look like? Is that something you can share with like the people that are watching it, saying like, you know what, if I just had someone to send business to, what would that look like? If I want to grow my agency by partnering with people, what that look like? Can you like fill in that blank space, fill in that blank space for like someone who wants to start their referral program or be part of one, or like, how does that work?
I mean, we too, like we said before, we do adopt the 20% that you do. As far as with like a lot of the agency stuff, that's very fluid. Because the one thing that, you know, like we've kind of been working on is a lot of these agencies work on very different like billing and pricing models and stuff. Like a lot of them just like charge by the hour and things like that. So we kind of been having to work around like what they're doing and kind of figure out how it fits in, you know, especially with some of them too, like, you know, some of these more established ones, like they're bringing on clients who are spending, you know, $10,000+ a month on ad spend. So like you're saying, like 30 customer opportunity guarantee is like, if we came with them to that, they're like, no, we want more.
They'd be like, this is $100, you know, this is so many leads, but our average lead cost is this, so you're going to charge me more? Like,
yep. I've run into that too. There was a company in Kentucky that was spending $100,000 a month on Facebook ads. And then they messaged me. I was like, so I went in the normal presentation. And at the end of it, they're like, Jeff, what you're asking for is not only like a blip on our radar. And then they started doing the math, and it was $100 per lead. And I was like, what's the problem with that? And they're like, right now we're paying $7.14 per lead between the hours of blank and blank. And I was like, oh my God, like, no, you're too advanced for me. So like, I guess like customer opportunities, like that only works with what I found is that like clients are spending between like $3,000 to $8,000 a month, right? They're like, they're cool. But once they start going up, then they become more like technically proficient, which is kind of like what you're finding now, right?
Oh, then that's so true. I mean, like we are waiting for the ink to dry on one right now, which we will share in the group, and there'll be celebratory gunfire, but I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah.
But I mean, like they're telling us, like they right down to like they know the exact lifetime value of their customers. Like we pay this, you know, to acquire them at this, and the average cost spread out over everybody. Like this is what their lifetime value is, so that we know. And it's like, oh, okay.
You're like, thanks for being smarter than me. This is difficult now. Yeah.
But I never say that. I just do one of these. Okay.
That's there. I'm glad you brought that up, so I don't have to. And then secretly, like you're freaking out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if there's anybody watching this, leave your question or comments, concerns, thoughts, ideas. We're going to go into some super cool detail about how they grew their agency, the weird services that they offer, they're building dollar-driven relationships, things like that. Can you go into, so I mentioned like in the post, like the weird services, you guys do video to get in the door, right? Do you have any other like weird services that most Facebook ads agencies that only do lead ads don't offer at all? Or is it just like the video side of it?
Chatbots. Chatbots is a huge one. I mean, I know you utilize them a bit, but we try to specialize a lot in that follow-up process and keeping leads warm. So as much as we can, it's one thing to put the onus on a client and say like, you need to call them within 24 hours because this is what you said in the onboarding docs. And I know from having run businesses is like 24 hours normally means like 48 to 72.
Yep.
So we try to head them off at the pass and implement fail safes to just kind of keep those customers warm. Yeah. Chatbots has been really huge with that, and it keeps them native to Facebook.
Yep.
Even more great, Facebook likes that. So that has been something that has really attracted people to us.
So are you doing like soap opera sequences, sneaky surveys, welcome text, quick text check-ins, like all that fun stuff, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Like we use the crap out of Zapier. It's the greatest tool ever.
Yeah.
But like as far as like we try to stay away from like soap opera sequences. We did a lot of like copywriting for that stuff. It's just that we look at it as you save a lot of time and effort if you can just get them into a chatbot sequence.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot easier to be like, hey, did you do this or do that? And then the open rate's so much higher.
Yeah. Then they go, no. And you're like, well, would you want someone to call you now? Sure. And then, all that fun stuff. That's super interesting. But do you bring up chatbots in the conversation, or in the introductory conversation, do you keep to like customer opportunities and things like that?
No, we definitely talk a lot about the chatbots and stuff like that. Like Kyle set up, and then I'll sprinkle that in there because it's one of those things with like, especially in our area.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of joke like Wisconsin's always about 20 years behind everything. So by talking about those and like automating messages and Facebook and stuff, like their eyes light up, like we're doing some kind of voodoo magic.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just one of those things where like they can go and talk with anybody else in the area and they're going to be like, oh, we don't know what that is.
Yeah. And they want to be able to really know and understand how everything works. So that's kind of like my huge role, is explaining to them the entire process, because Facebook, like you said, is kind of foreign. And, every marketer doesn't matter what industry you're in, is like, I'm going to get you in front of this many people, which is going to get you this much business. And it's like, no, show them how this works, get them comfortable with the process.
Yeah.
Because like we will tell everybody anything that we do, because the likelihood of you turning around and executing it is slim to none.
Yeah.
So, I could go on, but yeah. So we just paint that picture.
Beautiful. And do you use so when I'm doing my onboarding sessions, I've got like my whiteboard, or I have a picture of the whiteboard. Do you guys literally like draw it out? Or are you doing like here's your chatbot, this is what you'll be using and this is what it looks like? Or is it just like an abstract idea of the message thing, we're going to do that for you? Or how does that how do you onboard somebody who does not know what chatbots are and get them excited about chatbots?
Print out a flow. And literally just kind of walk them through, because if they can see it and kind of touch it, it makes it just resonates so much more. The big thing that Fran always uses is the choose your own ending stories.
Yeah.
Everybody knows those. The page 100.
The analogy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome. I remember those stories from elementary school. That's crazy.
That your reaction right there is exactly why we get business, because as soon as we say that, they're like, yes,
choose your own story.
Yes.
And the other thing too is just talking about how essentially all we're doing is automating the conversations that they're already having.
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially what this is. So it's gonna be less work on their part. It's gonna they're gonna have that first conversation with the lead with XYZ information already had.
Yeah. That's so interesting. So you're at a chamber meeting, you're at a BNI meeting, meetup, and all that fun stuff. Didn't you end up presenting 2 months ago or something like that, Francis?
Kyle did.
Kyle, okay. Tell me how that presentation went.
Yeah, you.
Hey.
Now, you bought him pizza. I had to talk to people.
Oh, is that how that's? I think it's supposed to be the other way around. Whatever. Okay, so you got the 3 expert secrets, right? And you presented those suckers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How was that presentation? How was that conversation? The dollars, the business, the table rush, all that fun stuff.
It was great. I mean, from that, we picked up from that presentation is how we got the roofing client. That was, a $3,500 give me your money kind of thing.
Nice.
Because of that. I think, what was it? It was 3 or 4 meetings that came from it. There was a financial advisor, roofer, woodworking, a cabinet maker. Yeah.
That's so.
Yeah.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel. That's crazy.
We do it all. Now we've got a printer. They sell office printers.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do that. Fuck it.
Yeah, right. Grow your agency. Money is money, right? I hate that. There was some thread in this group about, do I niche in furniture or dentist ads? I was like, don't niche, just do everything.
He beat me over the head with that. Because I came from we should just niche down. We can repeat this so easily, and he just beat me over the head with it.
My niche is money.
Yeah, that's my niche. Yeah, it's the people who pay me money. Yeah,
that's my niche, because it's that's the thing, is that especially once you start implementing customer research and making it a huge part of what you do, it doesn't matter what you go in. Yep. You run the right research, people are going to tell you what they want to know about that industry, and then just run with it.
And it goes in the ad, and they buy. Wow.
And since we generate our own content, there's nothing that's really too intimidating. I mean, B2B is really kind of the tough one because it's such a longer conversation. But I mean, everybody that we literally work with such a wide spectrum, like massage therapists to selling office printers and everything in between.
So let me see if I got this straight.
Yep.
You present to local businesses like normal.
Yep.
You can take all their money and all their business like a normal business can, right? You're not telling anybody, no, you're saying we're going to do it. You've got a process. You'll do the content. You'll do the leads. I don't have space anymore. You'll do the leads, and then you'll make sure that they're doing the follow-up.
Yeah.
That is like $1 million business right there.
And I mean, and you're looking at the horsepower that does it. I mean, we're large, but we can carry the load.
That's so awesome. That's
not hard. But then, and that's the big thing, and why we love like partnering with agencies is because you can just spread it out, and I mean, there's enough to go around, and you can just start you can amplify your growth.
Right. And kind of the big thing is like people like the fact is like you pay us X amount and everything's handled. You know, like we're not going to come back and say, hey, like you should get this video done later. You know, you pay this guy, but you know, like it's from there. Like you're giving us money, and from there, we're just going to make sure you have business. We're going to do everything that needs to be done from start to finish.
And when somebody writes you a check, let's just say $5,000, that includes all the stuff, right? You're not saying $5,000 and they got to pay me that and then pay me that and pay me that. It's like, nope, $5,000, get your end result, right?
Yep. We build all that in. So it's just one check and they can forget it.
We look at everything from a standpoint of time. Like money is cheap, like time is the most expensive resource.
Yep.
And that's really what led us to Derek was Fran and I would it was a beautiful disaster on how we would do photo shoots and video shoots. Like it would take us like 4 hours and then probably another like 12 hours to do like okay video. And then Derek comes in and it's just like, oh yeah, this will take a half hour. And then and like an hour later, he edits the video and it's just this beautiful masterpiece.
Yeah, that's so awesome. David Leon Douglas says, are you answering questions at the end? And the answer is no, I just forgot about them. So we're going to go through the questions and we're going to see what's up. We've got, David, ask your question again, and then we'll make sure we answer it. Someone says that, I need to partner with a salesperson. So I'm guessing like Kylo is like that salesperson, but do you have any like advice or best next steps for someone saying, I know the tech, I can get the results, but I need someone to translate or talk to? Like you have your Francis, I need my Kylo. So how do you find your Kylo?
I think one of the biggest things is try to find someone that you know and have known and have a good relationship. Because I mean, Kyle and I have known each other for 12, 14 years, something like that now. And
I should have said 6. Now we're old. Anyway,
days ago. I don't know what you're talking about. But
because having that relationship prior, we know each other very well, we trust each other. And one of the biggest things I can say is find someone you can have open, honest, and tough conversations with. Because we'll go back and forth our significant others, and you're like, you guys are mean to each other. It's sometimes an idea is dumb, and we're stubborn, and so we have to beat it out of each other.
Yeah.
But we don't take it personally. It's all for the good of our own growth, good of the business growth, stuff like that. So
but yeah, just don't hire any salesperson. Just somebody who, I mean, it literally can just be a friend who understands your business and just have them go to events. Because hiring somebody who's not mutually invested in what you do isn't going to yield the best results.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, someone who's as excited about this, that's a big reason why we brought Derek on board. We've been trying to find someone to help out with this for a few months now, and he just jumped on board. And it's we're hey, we've got a video we want you to do to test out. It's okay, cool. I'll have it done by over the weekend. We're what?
That took me
awesome. Yeah. And he had a day later.
We give him some content. We're hey, can you have this done by Sunday? And then I dropped the video off at his house, and 45 minutes later, he's yeah, I'm just finalizing it. It looks I just left your house.
How? I'm still in traffic. I don't understand.
Yeah. But yeah, that would be my biggest piece of advice is just, it doesn't necessarily even need to be sales. It's just somebody that builds that relationship that gets you in the door. I mean, a lot of these people I mean, as soon as I do my thing and build that connection, as soon as I get Fran in there, it's just the mic drop moment.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so someone who's just outgoing, likes talking to people, like there, and then you feel like them.
So, you know what? I was going to ask another question. I was like, you already answered it. So we have like another question, and this is from David, and I can take this one, or you guys can take this one. David says, my question is, how do you figure out that first X for the survey that can get responses to the survey? So like for anybody watching this that doesn't know about customer research, like a big tenet of mine is like, ask people what they want to buy and then show them they will buy. And there's a way to do customer research on Facebook, and it's following the ask method. And what I do is like when I have a new client, everybody runs a customer research and it says literally like, we're looking to expand our office. Help us out and answer this question about chiropractic care, furniture shopping, nutritionists, psychological services, whatever it is, that X, right? So I guess his question is like, how do you know that X? Are you guys running to that challenge? Like sometimes you don't get responses. If not, I can take
Yeah, I mean, you know, like working, like we've got
we have an insurance guy out of Dallas that you were familiar. Like we brought you in on that one where it's like we got 157 like clicks and one survey filled out. It's like what you know. Yeah. Sometimes you've got to reword things and change that carrot. And I mean, we want to try to stay away from like doing like the giveaway offers.
Yep. My
personal feeling on it is that even though some of this stuff might not be relevant, if you have like half a brain, you can kind of aggregate everything. And like you see trends amongst even BS answers.
So yeah, we did a working session the other day. Like we made the float ad. You guys made there was a personal training ad by Nico, and then with Fabricio we did a magician ad, which is pretty cool. And it's all because of the customer research. But David, your best question is to get as specific as possible. So like, what's your general feelings on insurance? I don't have any thoughts and feelings on insurance, right? But what's your general thoughts and feelings on insurance companies not paying what you are owed? Oh, I will tell you everything, right? Ding, 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 all the way down. What's your number one fear about insurance companies not? Yeah, there you go, guys. Oh, that was easy, right? So like, what's your number one fear about insurance companies not paying you what you're owed? They'll tell you, and it's not the answer you think. What are 3 things you want to learn about insurance companies paying what you are owed? It's probably like, when can I get it? What forms do I have to fill out? Who can help me? Guess what? Now you've got your whole ad right there. That was, you know, I was going to do like a masterclass on customer research, and guess what? That's the whole masterclass right there. Change the X, whatever. Yeah. But there you go, guys. There's your new X. Somebody says, damn it. Somebody says use chatbots for a condensed soap opera sequence, or do you not use a soap opera sequence at all? Or is chatbots really just like a reminder?
I mean, we'll do a little bit of both. I mean, we will use it as a soap opera sequence and map it out. We've done it with real estate, and we sold houses that way.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, like for a while we weren't charging enough to like put the time and effort into it. And like with the chatbots, we really haven't had to do like as much of a soap opera sequence story kind of thing. It's more of just following up until they unsubscribe.
Yep.
Because you want to push them off. Like like a lot of people don't understand that. Is I would rather have a list of 200 engaged active buyers than a list of 10,000.
Yep.
And still all the money comes from those 200 people.
Mm-hmm. And I guess the other thing too is like, so we kind of do the soap opera sequences, but in reverse order. In like a lot of video content we do, you know, like one of the main videos we want is like their story, you know, like why they got started. So like what you would say in the sequence, we would kind of start that with some of the video content, because what we're going to start playing with, especially now with Derek in there, is using that as more of like an awareness ad, and then retargeting video views to get with like our actual like offer lead generation type thing, and see like if that can cut down on some of the budget. And
that only happens because you're creating the video. So if you have a client that doesn't have video, you can't do that strategy, which means you won't get those leads. So you might as well offer it and charge for it.
Yeah, I mean, and that'd be our best piece of advice to other like agencies out there is find somebody in your area or whatever area to connect to that can get you this kind of content, because you're going to save yourself a ton of headaches. I'm sure that there are people watching this right now that are like, that guy is so right.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, like someone who can edit it. Yeah. You know, that's a big one. Like, you know, because a lot of times, like, if you work with someone who edits, like, you know, the first couple of shoots that we did Derek couldn't get to. So I was like, hey, what kind of shots do you want? So we got those, and you can pick up a $500, $600, $700 camera that works great, put it on a tripod and point at someone and then just pan around, do some different things like that. So like if a full-on video person like either isn't in your area or isn't quite in like what you can afford right now, there's plenty of people who can edit and do that kind of work stuff for you if you just kind of can get them the film over to them.
Yeah. So it is doable if you've got like an iPhone or slightly expensive camera, just in case you do the editing. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Because I mean, honestly, like an iPhone can shoot 4K, it works great. The one thing like we've upgraded and going to continue to upgrade equipment because it just looks better when you walk in with this professional.
Perception is reality. Like that's a big thing. Like we've shot like our best video content comes from like a Sony 6300 camera and his iPhone X, but we have a Canon XF300 for those of you know what we're talking about. Just it shoots great quality, but it makes you more credible when you show up to the shoot with this equipment because they don't know anything. They don't know that this is going to come from the iPhone.
If there's like a brand of cameras that it's just like heavy cement inside of a big camera with just an iPhone at the front, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We're coming down to the end of it, but before I do the official close, can you tell me how you landed meetings with the insurance company, the remodeling company, the roofing company? Was that all from in-person meetings and referrals, or is there like some other strategy, or can you go into more detail with that?
The roofer, he was just
a presentation.
Yep, from the presentation.
Nice.
And then the insurance guys is from our business relationship that we have in Oklahoma. And the home remodeling is from the business relationship that we got with the social media management company. So, I mean, that's what people need to understand. It's just be strategic on you can either, one, try to get in front of as many businesses yourself, or get in front of businesses who are already in front of other businesses.
Yep.
It's if I talk to one person and they have 50, it's just like I talk to 50 people.
That's like what blows my mind. So like I remember trying to learn how to do Facebook ads, and it's like run Facebook ads for Facebook ads. I go, okay, so I tried it. I got nothing out of it. Now I'm meeting people in person like a normal human being is supposed to build a business, and I'm paying other people to refer me business. And that's like 90% of my agency's growth over the past 18 months. It's just been those two things. And if you weren't presenting, if you weren't building referral agencies, you would not have an insurance company, remodeling company, a roofer, right?
No.
Can we talk about, remember like before we got started, like the UFC, can we talk about that at all or not really?
I mean, a little, like, yeah, it's through one of our relationships. We're working with a fairly, I guess, he was high profile. He's still fighting, but it's through that relationship that we had the opportunity to do it. Because I mean, it was one of those situations where the agency that we're working with, like, they had it or they have him, and they're just like, we're not doing as much with him as we can. Can you guys come in and help take this to the next level? And so, yeah, it was just through that it's one of those, you put enough positive energy in the universe and it's going to come back. I mean, we're so lucky. Like UFC, like we work with a guy who's a former 49er and Packer player. He's a 3-time Super Bowl champion. Like,
I'm convinced you guys are like secretly a big deal, but you downplay it so much. Like Francis got like 10 gyms across the world. He's global immediately. Like what? You've got like UFC and San Francisco 49ers. Like I can't believe it. But we're coming to an end. So if anybody watching this has gotten value from having conversation with Francis and Kylo on their growth, how they've built a real business by referring people, you've got an opportunity to grab one of 2 15-minute strategy sessions for free. There's no cost. You can talk to them. They're normal people. They're from Appleton, Wisconsin, right? So if this is something that you want to take advantage of, just type, hey, help me out, Kylo and Francis, and I'll put like a group chat for you guys together. There's only 2 slots available. So, hey, help me out, Kylo and Francis, and I'll get the 2 of you together. And Kylo and Francis will help you figure out how to have a conversation with a future insurance company, a remodeling company, a roofing company, how to present, how to get table rush, how to get a roofer. There was a finance guy. Who else came from your public presentation? There was like 4 of them, right?
Yeah, there's
the cabinets.
Yeah, I mean, like we even do like cryotherapy. Like we do it all. Like that big. It doesn't matter.
Right. You literally have a really cool opportunity to talk to people who are niche agnostic, right? Like your niche is
the money niche.
The money niche. This is awesome. So we've got two people, George Marlano and Jesse Estrada. I totally ruined the names, but the two of you were first according to Facebook chat. So I'm going to connect the two of you and all that fun stuff. But yeah, so if there's any last comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, ideas, drop them in the chat. For someone who's brand new to this space, for somebody who wants to start an ad agency and kind of wants to be where you guys are right now, do you have any like hints or tips or like, here's your 3 secrets, here's something you should be doing today to get people referring you business, to be presenting, to, you know, land business and get money?
The big thing, one, don't pretend to be something you're not. A lot of time, like, you know, Francis, he's really great at ads, but he's not a great front man. So, don't try to be good at something you're not. Align yourself with the right people. Mm-hmm. It's all about business relationships. Mm-hmm. You know, find people who are good at what you aren't. And I mean, I think
offer video. I mean,
yeah,
do your own content.
Yeah, do your own content. Figure out a way to generate your own content, because then you have complete and total control over the entire lead gen process, and that's what's going to let you know if you're good or not.
This has been so cool. Like, finally meeting people that understand, like, do business like normal business. Like, no one's going to pay you because you present about A/B testing and split testing. Nobody's going to pay you because you can talk about how you can run a pixel and do a percentage retargeting. That's internal stuff, right? When you're presenting, you're going to do it like a normal human being. 3 expert secrets, people will pay you money. Yeah. When you're having normal conversations with normal people about their needs, wants, fears, or goals, they will pay you money. You don't have to niche. You don't have to have this agonizing conversation about dentists or doctors. Just do business with as many people as you can, provide that value, and all of a sudden, you've got referral partners and opportunities. It's been super cool.
Yeah, I mean, and then the final, like the big one is like, don't feel like you're making up for lost time. It's a process. Like Jeff will tell you it's a process. We'll tell you it's a process. Mm-hmm. Like, trust, there was a period, like, this sounds all like glamorous right now, but like there have been many like, oh shit moments where our significant others are like, you guys need to stop hanging out and figure something out. We're like, just calm down.
Mm-hmm. I see that a lot. Like, people will start their ad agency and then be pissed because they're not millionaires in 2 weeks. And I go, really? Like, this is a marathon. You're not going to run that sucker immediately. Like, you're going to have to train for it. And so that's exactly what you're talking about, which I think is like pretty cool. Yeah, hats off to your significant others because they had to put up with all of it, right? I don't think they ever get enough credit. Yeah, Derek, right in the back?
Yes.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome meeting you. I think you guys are on an awesome path. I genuinely believe that what I talked about earlier, like owning those steps, you have the opportunities of like $1 million business. You just got to start like refining it and things like that. It's been super cool meeting you guys. Francis, it was awesome meeting you in person. Kylo, I love like your snide comments in the public group. Like, it's so much fun. It's an absolute pleasure. And for anybody watching, I'm going to put you guys in the chat and introduce each other. We'll take it from there. Thanks so much, fellas.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
See you later.